Hello, it's the Toaster Party, and today I'm going to be talking about what my picks are for the 5 best Unfinity cards for Pauper. Because yes, now we have to worry about Pauper cards being put into Unfinity as well. Luckily for us, one of the main and probably more powerful mechanics of Unfinity, that being attractions, aren't actually going to be Pauper legal because it requires 10 attractions to be legal to put into an attraction deck, but there are only 8 different attraction cards printed into Pauper. But without further ado, let's get into the list. Starting things off with number 5, Prize Wall. For a generic and a blue, you get a wall defender that says you may pay blue, tap it to get a ticket, and then you may pay 4 generic and a blue to tap it to put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own. Activate only as a sorcery. So, before explaining this card, you have to sort of explain how stickers work. This is a new mechanic from Unfinity where it works similar to Energy from Kaladesh, where you pay ticket counters to then be able to buy stickers from the sticker sheets. You have a 10-card sticker deck that you shuffle up before any given game, and then you deal 3 out to yourself. And then those 3 are going to be the ones you use for the duration of the match. So the one upside to this is that you're not guaranteed to get the absolutely most broken sticker sheet, but there still are enough quality effects that you can get from the sticker sheets that it still would be worth running anyway. So the reason why in the world I think that Prize Wall has a shot is that it works similar to Secret Door, with the one upside being that it can get incremental value before it's starting to activate its 5-mana ability, but at the same time, it has a bit of a downside in the fact that you're not as guaranteed to have a straight-up win with the sticker wall, and it also costs 1 mana more. But let's move on to number 4, Clowning Around. For a generic and a white, you get a sorcery that says, create 2 1/1 clown robot artifact creature tokens. Then roll a 6-sided dice. If the result is equal to or less than the number of robots you control, create a 1/1 clown robot artifact creature token. So what makes this card interesting is that it works very similar to Raise the Alarm, but there's also a 33% chance that you get a 3rd creature token on cast. You can also increase the odds by having more than 1 copy and then casting the first one, casting the second one. Your odds suddenly get astronomically higher to be able to go even wider with all of these clown tokens. The one downside, though, is that this is a sorcery, so it doesn't have the instant speed applicabilities that Raise the Alarm does. Still an interesting card anyway. Let's move on now to number 3, Ticket Turbo Tubes. Ticket Turbo Tubes is a 3-mana artifact that you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. You can also pay 3 generic to tap it and add a ticket counter. So this is another card in the not very long line of Manolith effects with upside that we have in Pauper right now. And while I don't think this is anywhere close to Bonder's Ornament, it is still a consideration to put in those decks that really were looking for this kind of Manolith effect. I don't think it's great, but I do think that there is some chance that it will see play. Let's move on now to number 2, Slight Malfunction. For generic and a red, you get a sorcery that says choose 1, destroy target artifact, or you roll a 6-sided dice, and when you do, Slight Malfunction deals 1 damage each up to X target creatures, where X is the result. So this is sort of a weird splice between Electrickery and a Shatter effect. And we already know that having 2 effects on this kind of Shatter effect is really good, and it also fulfills a different niche role in the sideboard. So for decks that have particularly type sideboard restrictions, that they really need certain cards in there, this one does do a pretty okay job of being a role filler for 2 different cards you would normally see in your sideboard. It's not great, but it definitely is a good card. Let's move on now to number 1, and the one card I can guarantee will see play in Pauper, Biggin. Biggin is a 1-mana green instant that says, until end of turn, target non-brushwag creature gets +1/+1 for each super type it has, card type it has, and subtype it has. So this is going to see play in Infect, because Infect creatures have a notoriously high number of subtypes to it, because just naming Glistener Elf, it's a Phyrexian, Elf, and I believe it's a Rogue or Warrior as well. So that's just 3 right there. It's also a creature, so that immediately gives it +4/+4, which is already halfway to lethal. So this card is definitely going to do a good number at making Infect even faster, and making sure that I can get an even better, because, hey, this is an instant, and better than a lot of the other instants and sorceries they're running to be able to pump up their creatures. Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you all have an excellent day.